Welcome to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good. And we love talking about United Way of Greater Nashville. We are joined by their Chief Development Officer, Courtney Barlar. How are you doing, Courtney?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
Doing well. So when you talk about United Way of Greater Nashville, you do a lot of good. And so we get to dive into all the programs and everything that you do, including an upcoming event that we'll talk all about. But give us a little bit of backstory. When you talk about United Way of Greater Nashville, give us some history, a little perspective on the mission.
Sure. So interestingly, our United Way is turning 100 years old this year. We were founded in 1922, which is really exciting. So we've been around for a long time, and even though we've changed a lot, we've evolved a lot of what we do really does stay true to that mission in 1922. We were founded by the business community to help lift up people in need, and that is still what we do today. Our mission is to make sure that every child, every family, and every individual in our service area can thrive. So even though it's been 100 years, we still really do stay true to that core mission of lifting people up in our community.
One of the things that I love and appreciate is, as you mentioned, you've got the support of the corporation. So you're the voice there, but you're also too an advocate and a convener for the nonprofits and bringing the community together in a collaborative way to be able to make a difference. So talk about how the magic works on your end in terms of manifesting the mission and delivering impact.
Sure. So I think one of the most exciting things that we get to do is, as you said, we work with over 100 nonprofit partners here in the greater Nashville area, and we cover 6 counties. And these are nonprofits that are doing amazing work, really high quality, serving clients, meeting needs. And a lot of them are bigger nonprofits that people are really familiar with, but a lot of them are small, 1-person, 2-person shops that are making a huge impact that maybe it's hard to move the needle on their own, but when you bring everyone together and you're talking about these really big, complex issues, you can't do it by yourself. You've got to have a collective group working on it. And that's really where we think our strength is bringing the nonprofit community together, bringing government together, school systems, and saying, hey, if we're going to fix a big issue, something like reading scores or, families experiencing homelessness, we have to work together to do it. And I know something that I feel so lucky to do, as you said, is, in my role, getting to work with these corporate partners and donors who want to do good and who want to help and who want to make a difference. We get to kind of live at that intersection between the two of them and give them a way to do good in our community and kind of see these light bulb moments go off of like, oh, that's how I can help. So it is part of kind of the magic that we get to be a part of. It's a lot of hard work, but something that we can't do without the collaboration between these amazing nonprofits, our other partners in the public sector, and of course, our donors and corporate partners that make it all happen.
I know you have certain strategic focuses: break the cycle of poverty, give kids equal chance. Talk about some of the major initiatives on your end. And I know literacy, obviously, for the upcoming event is a big piece of that, but talk about some of the strategic initiatives and focuses.
Sure. Yes. Outside of literacy, which, we can get into in just a moment. Breaking the cycle of poverty is a big one for us. And that encompasses a lot of different elements. It's everything from workforce development. So making sure, as many people know, Nashville is hot right now. There are a lot of jobs coming to town. There's a lot of opportunity. We want to make sure that people that are here can access that opportunity, that they have the training and the background, the skills, the certifications that they need to take advantage of this really fantastic job market. And to go alongside with that, you think about some, financial supports that you can put into place. So one of our great programs that we run is called the Financial Empowerment Center, and it provides free one-on-one financial counseling for anybody who lives and works in our area. So when you pair that with, okay, let's help get individuals into a higher paying job, then let's help them learn how to keep more of what they earn, and we've had just amazing stories come out of the Financial Empowerment Center about the financial goals that individuals wanted to meet and how they met that goal and saw even beyond that, first-time homeowners, people sending their children to college, first generation college students, just things that are life-changing in their trajectory, which is pretty amazing. And then of course too, we do a lot within health as well. And Health can mean to us, what we kind of think of as health when you first say it is access to a doctor, access to mental health. But we really think about your environment as being something that is a part of your health. So a lot of our work in that area is working with families who are either experiencing or at the risk of experiencing homelessness. So that is a program that we started in 2014 that's now expanded out to many of the counties around us, working with families, helping them to either stay housed or keeping them from falling out of housing. And once again, wrapping those supports around those families with the financial counseling and, career attainment. So a lot of ways they kind of layer on top of each other, but things that we really do want to just help everybody in our community thrive.
You've been with United Way for over a decade. Give me maybe one or two of your favorite moments, experiences, things that really light you up when you kind of look back at the impact for you personally over the last 10 years.
Oh, sure. I know that's hard to do. I've been so lucky to see so many amazing things over the years. I mean, I think certainly more recently, just the way that our team was able to jump in during 2020. When COVID hit, we managed the COVID response fund in partnership with Mayor Cooper here in Nashville to help mainly keep people housed, keep people stable. And then also we helped manage a lot of the CARES Act funding too. So pushing out dollars into the community, which ended up being over $60 million that went out in kind of the Middle Tennessee footprint. And the team that did that work, I mean, we were all a part of it, but especially our community impact team who just jumped in on top of their everyday jobs to do this extra lift that was so important. That was really special. And just, the reason why I think we were reminded why we're here, that we're here not only to do this work that's a part of our mission, but kind of when these moments of emergency arise and we had the capability and the capacity to jump in a big way. That was pretty amazing. And I will say the other thing that I think is really special too is we have a major giving society for United Ways. It's called the Tocqueville Society. It was actually founded right here in Nashville in 1981. So we celebrated the 40th anniversary last year. But over the years, we've gotten to be a part of some really special celebrations with that group. It started in Nashville, but is now the major giving society across the world. So we're really proud of that in Nashville, and just to kind of have a front seat to witness the amazing generosity of that group and the commitment. I mean, we have members that have been in that group since day one and continue to be members. That is pretty amazing. And I just feel lucky to have even just been a small part of that work as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned your team jumping in and really playing a very active role, obviously, with everything going on with COVID and the COVID relief efforts. What's something that you've learned in this process, either for you personally or with the organization, across the organization, that you think is going to make you stronger coming out of the pandemic? So obviously all the roller coaster ride and some of the changes and technology and everything else, what do you think when you look at going through the process of what the pandemic has been for the last, over 2 years, what do you think is going to help you come out stronger on the other side?
Yeah, I mean, I think we always knew that to do this type of work, you need to work together. But I think the pandemic made us realize you have to work together. It is necessary to be able to weather something like this. And I think a great example of something that we set up during the pandemic that we had on a small scale before, but we expanded it and something that was so beneficial was every single one of our nonprofit agencies that could do direct assistance to clients. So either, rent assistance, utility assistance, they were set up on a central network. It's called the Financial Assistance Network. So that if a family came into one nonprofit, they only have to go through one entry system. They can maybe get connected with other nonprofits for other services as well. And it kind of kept that accountability as well, so that we knew exactly where every dollar was going. We can make sure it was all being used really wisely. And that required a lot of working together and a lot of collaboration and a lot of, it's easy to want to all of us hold on to what we do. It really just made us say like, okay, we all do great things. We all have strengths, but we're even stronger all together. So I think it was just a reminder of how much working together is so, so necessary. And I would say the same, working on the fundraising side of the house, the way that our corporate partners just showed up and said, okay, what do you need? What can we do? We want to help. Where do we begin? And then being willing to work with us to get their dollars or get their support out in the community as well.
So we've been teasing it, but you have a big upcoming event. The date is March 8th in Franklin. And we mentioned too that a big focus is supporting literacy programs. And so it's the Patricia Hart Society's Heart to Heart Luncheon. Go ahead and dive in on the kind of the history of this event and the focus and obviously why it's so important.
Yes. So our Patricia Hart Society is our women's affinity group. It was founded by Miss Patricia Hart, who has been a longtime, very generous donor to us. And it is an amazing group. They started this luncheon back in 2006. So it has been going for many, many years. And it's the opportunity for women to come together, women and men, I will say. It's driven mainly by women, but all are invited to come together and support the work of United Way. It's a lot of fun. Once again, just bringing together people who care about the community and kind of giving them the chance to lift up people that we know need that hand. And the group made the decision this year that they really wanted to focus their efforts on our work in early literacy, which is a big part of our mission. It's a big priority across our entire community, as it is across many communities across our country. But they're really, really excited about kind of focusing the efforts of this luncheon and the benefits of this luncheon to help our early literacy programs. So we're really looking forward to it.
And there are two nonprofits that are really the main focus when you talk about the literacy efforts. Go ahead and talk about the two nonprofit recipients.
Sure. Yes. So they are actually programs that we run here at United Way. The first one is the Imagination Library of Middle Tennessee. So many people are probably familiar. I know we get them at our house. If you have a baby, you can sign up and get a free book every single month in the mail from the Imagination Library program, which was founded by our favorite, Miss Dolly Parton. Everybody loves Dolly, right? There's nothing not to love about Dolly Parton. So locally in Middle Tennessee, we manage that program for Davidson, Williamson, and Sumner counties, which means we are responsible for the fundraising of the program. We are so lucky we have a great partner in the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation that does matching funds for anyone across the state of Tennessee. That's something that was put in place many years ago and is a great advantage we have in our state. But we're looking to raise funds for that program so that we can get more books into the hands of kids starting at birth. I mean, Jeremy, I know you have little ones, I have little ones. You know how important it is that you start reading right away. And not every child in our community has access to books like many of us can provide in our homes. So getting kids signed up for these programs right away is so, so important just to make sure they can build that library and that foundation for literacy, which is so key moving forward. And then the second program is one that we run specifically in Williamson County. It's called Raise Your Hand, and it is a volunteer-led tutoring program. So where volunteers actually go into the schools, spend time with students, a lot of literacy, a lot of math to help support them and help make sure that they can stay on track, hitting those milestones that they need to hit. I'm proud to say even throughout the pandemic, that program still continued to operate with some changes and some virtual, and we knew it was more important than ever to make sure those students were supported when, you know, it was hard for education to get through in those moments. So that is another program that will benefit from the luncheon on March 8th.
Talk about how people can attend the event. So tickets, sponsorships. When you talk about events, sponsorships are always important to financially contribute. So how can we help?
Yes. So the great thing about it is, you know, if you're going to support this event, your dollars are going to work in a great way. Just kind of for some context, for Imagination Library, a gift of $60 gives a child a book from the moment they're born until they go to kindergarten every single month. A whole library of books for $60, which is pretty incredible. It's a pretty good deal if you ask me. So to support the event, you of course can buy a ticket. Those are available on our website, which is unitedwaynashville.org. They are $100 a ticket. And you know, you think about $100 a ticket, you've already paid for books for a child all the way until they go to kindergarten. There's, of course, the option to purchase a table. We do still have tables available. So if you want to come out, bring your colleagues, that's a great opportunity just for some team building and some fun, and sponsors as well. We are so grateful to PNC Bank, who is our leading presenting sponsor for this effort. They have a really, really strong focus on literacy and have some amazing programs starting, you know, with their Grow Up great program, which is really focused on early literacy. So they jumped right in to support this event, and we are so grateful for that. But lots of ways to still get involved. And I can't leave out, we will have a silent auction as well. So, and that will be available even if you can't make it that day. Maybe if you're not in the area or you just can't, it doesn't work on your schedule, that is all available online. So even if you can't be in the room, you can bid on these amazing different silent auction items. We have something from the Titans. We've got some fitness things like Barry's Boot Camp, something from different hotels around town. So some really fun items for people to bid on and be able to support the programs.
Give us a little teaser on the experience overall in terms of just what someone can expect being a part of the event and being there for everything that's taking place right in front of them. What can we experience?
Yes, I think, we are really looking forward to it having a little bit of head and a little bit of heart. I think we've got some amazing panelists who are going to be with us that day who have some very, very touching personal stories about how Imagination Library has affected their lives, about their children's lives. So I think everyone is going to leave with a little bit of that tug on their heartstrings about why literacy is so important, but also some great information about why these programs are so important and why all of us coming in to support children in our area is so important. So I think you're going to leave feeling really good, but you will have also learned a lot about literacy. And for anybody, if you have children, if you don't, if you have grandchildren, I think we can kind of all identify with books and literacy and reading to somebody. So I think everybody's going to find somewhere that they fit within this message.
Absolutely. Wrap up again with contact information, website, social media. Where would you direct everyone to go and learn more?
Yes, so definitely check out our website, which is unitedwaynashville.org. We're also on all the social media channels, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's UW Nashville, and the event you're looking for is the Patricia Hart Society Heart to Hart Luncheon.
Well, Courtney, greatly appreciate all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.